Wow, I don't know what happened. So if there's anyone on the other live stream, please, yeah, somebody tell them over to come over here, starting a new live stream. I don't know what the hell happened. They have a lot of power. I've never had that happen. It was literally right when I was about to say the NBC Mr. Decision Maker. His dumbass name is Jeff Banky. He's the NBC executive. Please don't call Bondo or freak out on him or any of those other guys. The guy's name is Jeff Banky. I am currently editing a video, and I went and I've researched the crap out of this guy, and yeah, he's rough. So, Brendan, where are you at? I was frozen like RC, except for it was the Wi-Fi. It wasn't wasn't just me. Spanky Banky. Brendan, the stream isn't working. This one still isn't working? Oh, no. I muted the commentary tonight. Yeah, the commentary is just god-awful. The things Ricky says, I've never heard as many adjectives. It's going to be amazing. It's exciting. I can't wait. Remember when we talked about without getting to an actual word that means anything? Yeah, James Hinton. So it dropped and it came back. Yeah, sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi tonight. It's very suspicious. I'm not going to say they had anything to do with it, but it is suspicious that the time that I described that I'm going to call out the NBC executive is when it shuts down. Yeah. P different and Sergeant Stutter. Yeah, it's just awful. It's just awful. How many times RC say, I'm sorry? Yeah, because he's bad. He knows he's bad at what he does. He's not a good announcer. And I love how he got mad at Daniel for not being announcerish enough. But yet, when he has an announcer, he doesn't give any analysis. He tries to be the announcer. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I heard RC didn't even get booed. I honestly heard the crowd, and if that's the case, I'm very disappointed in the Indianapolis crowd for not booing Ricky Carmichael. That's embarrassing. But hey, how about Cooper Webb? Holy moly. Did he mean business tonight or what? He did not appreciate, getting beat by Ken Roxon last week. He's like, nah, that was a one-time deal. So now they're 12-1. Or 12-2. He's got 12 or 13 victories over Ken. Roxon's got 2. Yeah, Webb was on fire. He was out, and he knew exactly what he's doing. Jeremy Maines, what is up? Brian S., the season is in the bag for Webb. I don't think so. That's the one thing about Supercross is it's never in the bag. I mean, look at him in practice when he lost it in the whoops and hit that anti-safety block and just flipped over. One little thing. It's never done until it's completely done. The real JD, thank you for bringing up Forkner. He doesn't look the same. Don't forget, this guy had brain surgery, not a health procedure like Ricky was talking about. He had brain surgery, and that affects your motor, like everything that you do with your hands, your feet, your timing. That's gnarly. So, and I did speak with somebody who had a similar surgery to him. They said they didn't feel normal for 2 years. So for him to be back racing this quick, maybe that's too soon. But he kind of had to come back because, he's making money. You have to. If the doctor clears you, you got to do it. But yeah, I worry very, very much about Austin Forkner. I worry that he'll never be the same. Even so, I mean, you talk about a guy that had brain surgery and he's racing Supercross in the next year. Good for him. I just hope he gets through this entire season. He's got a 3-year deal, so he's going to get paid for a little while. So good for him on that. Congratulations on signing a 3-year deal. That's very, very smart. Let's see. Forkner doing way better than being on the Cowie team. Every rider except Haymaker. Crazy. Yeah. How about Seth Hamaker, though? I like this kid. He is a very, very polite, nice kid. He's a little bit crazy, but you'd be crazy if you had to ride on that too. If you had to ride for Mitch and there was all that pressure, and it's a weird atmosphere in that pro circuit truck. And I think that's a lot of the reasons that they have these injuries is there is that weird pressure to succeed or you're fired. But I really like that kid. I think he's awesome. I mean, that's his second win. It's not his first one. Brendan, I said the decision maker earlier, but hey, Jeff Banky is the NBC executive, not Bondo, not P. Davey. His name's Jeff Banky. I'm doing a full expose on him and combining it with Daniel Blair's explanation. I'll have that out a little bit later, probably in about an hour after we're done with this. I've got a really cool video, very much my style, where I kind of, when I got back from Daytona, I didn't have a ton of time to really break it down and hit it with that kind of the kind of journalistic way that I do. I just commented on it. Now I went through, I pulled clips, I'm dropping them in, and I'm explaining. But if you guys watch Racer X or read Racer X, did you see the cover up by P. Davey? It was embarrassing. They're trying to slander. They're trying this thing. They're going mainstream media on us. What they're trying to do is, you know how like when you go on all the media and they all repeat the same thing? Well, that's what they're doing with, and the word they're using to go after Daniel Blair is quit. They're saying, oh, he quit. Watch how many times Mathis, Michael Lindsay, and all these people, you know, that work for the machine, as Grant Langston likes to call it, use the word quit. And then for Davey to slander Daniel Blair and write in his column that Daniel only left because he wouldn't be the sole voice of Supercross. That's not true. That's a complete lie. And that is 100% cover up. It's spelled Behnke is how you spell it. I'll put his picture up. I was on his Facebook looking through. He's about 5'2", looks like a weird Rod Stewart wannabe guy. He is a clown, and this guy knows jack shit about our sport. He knows nothing. He thinks that he's a very smart executive because what he does is he gets, you know, Lee Diffie. And I have to wonder, the reason he likes Lee Diffie so much, is it because he was at Lee Diffie's party when they were doing the P. Diddy type of stuff where they have the lawsuit for somebody who was underage, who was, and I say underage because I think they're over 18, but under 21, wasted and was raped, I can't say the real word, at Lee Diffie's house. So is Behnke part of that? And that's why he's owed, and he makes sure that, you know, this Lee Diddy gets in his job. It's crazy. I really sometimes wish I could go back to just not knowing all the weird things that I know about this sport. It bothers me. We need to clean it up, though, and we're getting there. And I think the first part is not letting these Behnke was doing the diddling. You said that, Brendan, not me, but I don't necessarily, I have to think that maybe he was involved. I don't know why else he would be so much against Daniel Blair and, you know, in the way they bumped him. And then there was also a bit of friction because when they combined the two Supercross and outdoors, then they had their SMX where they're trying to decide who gets all this TV money. Well, P. Diddy wants Weege in there, and Weege is good. But Weege does what's best for Weege. And, you know, they decided, okay, well, I can't get rid of Lee Diddy because maybe he's got dirt on me from some weird party. So, you know, and they got Weege. So we're going to have to ditch Daniel. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, Lee Diffie Island. Yeah, who knows? It's crazy. Dude, stop spamming. What do you mean by that, Mr. Brink Crow? I don't know what you're talking about. Lee is definitely better than RC. Yeah, Lee's not a bad announcer. I've never really had anything against his announcing. Oh, man, I caught out of the corner of my eye. What is the reason? Well, I just cannot believe these knuckleheads do not get rid of tough blocks. Poor Chance Hymas clipped that one and damn near died coming off that over-under bridge. They got Cooper Webb. How are the teams allowing it to still happen? How? Logan Miles, Daytoner, Joe Schmoder. Yeah, he does have an R and everything, but almost every Australian does. Zach Slater, RC was caught blowing Lee and in Daytoner. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. I do miss Art Ekman, David Bailey. I miss Grant Langston. I miss Daniel Blair. There's so many qualified people who could do the. James Stewart's really good at it. There are so many guys that could do the job better than those two clowns. I don't understand why they keep trotting them back out there. Andrew Bird, I saw you. I think you said that earlier. What's up with Sexton? Sexton is still injured. Sexton had a hard time. I mean, he hit hard. Here's something that nobody talks about with concussions. I don't think there's any cords there. Here's something that nobody talks about with concussions. He said he got tired at Daytona. That's because he hit his head. That is a classic characteristic of a concussion. Your endurance drops dramatically. He needs the 2 weeks off, and I think he'll be a lot better. I don't know how many points he's down. He's not as many. Roxon's 26 points down. I think Sexton's 16 points down. So it's going to be, he's got 9 races. There's 9 races to go. It's a long series. I still think Chase Sexton's very, very much in this thing, and I think he's going to get right back up there. Oh, 15 points. So, yeah, Dorian, thank you for that. 15 points. That's not that many. 9 rounds, 15 points. Easy peasy. All he has to do is get on a roll. One bad night for Cooper Webb, and we got ourselves a race again. And don't count out Roxon. As good as he was, as long as he doesn't fall apart, but he does have a history of falling apart near the end of every season. We'll see. The Beast MX rider Chase will keep falling and stalling his bike. I don't think so. I think you're going to see a different Chase Sexton as long as he has a good 2 weeks off. This break could not have come soon enough for him. It's brutal. Max, Ethan Faro, thank you, my man. How are you? Deegan, first SX championship and move to 450. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think you can bump him right to the 450s if he's not even dominating the 250 class. Yes, he dominates outdoors. Yes, he dominates SMX. If you do, I would say next year run him Supercross 250 and then go 450 outdoor. That's what I would do. MX Big, Cooksey Chronicles. Love this stuff. Thank you, man. I have fun with it. I'm just giving it what I have. I think Davies will outshine Deeg soon. Said we came as omens. I don't necessarily disagree with that. That kid has that special something. I don't know what it is, but he has it. The way that I liked hearing Jet talk about him, about the timing and how he's so good and detailed and loose, and he's able to make instant corrections on the bike. He has that special something that you rarely see. And he really did make that jump because I didn't see it when he was in the futures, but I do now. You absolutely see that flow and that ready to go. New subscriber and listener, enjoying everything so far. Thank you, Hey Rigby. I appreciate it. Just know that at some point I probably will piss you off because I'm going to give you my opinion. And think about when you talk with your friends. When you talk with your friends, sooner or later they piss you off. But just know it's my opinion, and we'll come back around sooner or later. You'll like some things I say. You'll not like some things I say. But it's more fun that way. I would much rather say things, and sometimes I have to apologize when I say the wrong thing, and I absolutely do. So Deegan could run a couple of 450 SX next year. Yeah, see, let's see who said that. Paige Conley, I absolutely agree. I think that's a brilliant idea. I don't know why more guys moving up don't do that. They don't do that anymore. Ever since they went to the 4-strokes, the guys quit jumping on the 450 when they go to the opposite season for risk of injury. Listen, there's a risk of injury. The way those guys line up at this practice track at Star every week and treat it like 3 main events for practice, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to go ride a 450. I think that you saw a big improvement in – I wish that Cody Schock would have rode a 450 at Daytona, but riding the 250, he looked extra good tonight other than running into until he ran into the back of Mumford in the sand, he was kicking ass. Jason Kleppen, thanks for opening my eyes to the inside of corruption. You're doing an awesome job. Hope all of it's true in one way, and I hope it's not true in another. You know what I mean? Yes, I do too. Listen, Jason, I'm with you. I really wish that I didn't find this stuff out and that I didn't know this stuff and that I didn't know P. Davey was a piece of crap. And I didn't know that they were making $200 million a year for the series, that they only pay 3% back to the riders. Yes, there's so many things about this sport that disgust me. But at the same time, there is that passion. I love this like nobody's business. And I know you guys do too. And that's why we watch all these channels. And that's why we follow it the way we do. And I'm fighting for that love and the reason that got me into this sport to begin with. That got me hanging out with my family. It taught me so much in life. Yeah. The real JD, what's up with Ando? I got to be honest with you. I watched the Club MX thing. Ando looks burned out to me. He looks like a guy who's in his 30s, who's kind of over it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. He shows fire at sometimes, and other times he just completely folds. AZ Turbo Mini. Can't wait to hear about Jeff Banke. I don't have a ton of dirt on him, but I break it down. I'll show you his picture. When you see his picture, you guys are going to laugh. He looks like this Rod Stewart wannabe Hollywood clown. I have a picture standing with Tom. He has a picture of Tom Cruise standing next to him. And we know how short Tom Cruise is. Tom Cruise is towering over this little guy. And I remember when Daniel was talking about knocking him out, and I thought, I don't know, Daniel, you're really small. But then I see this guy. I'm like, oh, Daniel can totally handle this dude. No problem. Easily. Daniel might have killed him with one punch. That's how unhealthy this dude looks. So, yeah, Plessinger looks good. Anytime the track breaks down, rides his ass off. He should have been a little bit more aware. I do not blame Barsha for checking up there. That was a dirty but clean move, if that's a thing. He rode aggressive, hard, and he didn't have to check up, but it was the smart play because if not, Plessinger was going to go back underneath him. So, anyway, guys, that's it. So let's see. I really think they were afraid of booing RC and Diffie. They didn't call the race or show up once. I don't know. Broadcasters completely avoided or showing Deegan. That's not strange, Brian, because Deegan has such a following. Deegan scares these people. He's one of the ones who could speak up. The more power you get, as soon as you get close, they get scared. They knock you off. Kind of like what they did to Lucas Myrtle. Kind of like Daniel Blair. They are losing their minds over what Daniel just did, and it was pretty cool. And I commend Daniel for speaking up. And what's really cool about this whole situation is had he talked about the agent asking him to squash that story. Listen, I like to tell the truth, but I'm also not a dick, and I'm not going to kill somebody's career. If Daniel came to me and said, hey, don't do this, I probably wouldn't have posted that original video with Ricky and destroying him and showing all the stuff that he did. If Daniel had asked me, I'm glad that he didn't. And that shows Daniel's character. So support Daniel. And I will catch you guys later. I'm going to get back to editing. I want to get this video up, the full deal, where I give you my full breakdown, Cooksey style, showing, Daniel's interview, my take, pitches the guys. I put a lot of work into this one, so I hope you like it. So I'll drop that in about an hour, guys. So thank you so much. Zachary, I am not going to Birmingham. And if I did, I can't announce it because I have to wear a disguise. But I did go to the Daytona Supercross, and they can suck it. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you later.